Hi there, today we're unboxing a Wi-Fi light switch, but this particular one doesn't require a neutral cable. So details are in the description below for anyone thinking of purchasing. So let's take a quick look around the packaging. So it comes in a small box, image of a phone connecting to a Wi-Fi device. If we come around here, indicates the app that's used for this. So this is SmartLife, but also works with 2 as well. Also says iOS and Android system, so works on both Apple and Android. Coming over here, just some specification details on there. So rated current is 10 amps max. Rated voltage is AC 110 to 240 volts and 50 to 60 hertz. Capacitive load, so that's 600 watt per gang. Wireless frequency, 2.4 gigahertz. And coming around here, it just says SmartLife. So let's open it up and see what we get in the packaging. Okay, so I've laid out all the items you get in the packages. Let me quickly go through them one by one. You've got some screws, pack of 2 here for installing the light switch. Then you have a capacitor. This is actually installed where the light fixture is. Next, you've got some instructions. So 2 sides to this and all in English. And if I come in close, this is the interesting side of it. So you can see that's a light switch. They're giving the example of a 3-way switch here. So you can see just down here, you've got a live connection and the 3 switch connections. Now the capacitor actually goes across one of the lights, and one goes on the neutral side, the other side goes on the live side. And in terms of the capacitor itself, there's no indication which way, so it shouldn't matter which way it goes. And wiring wise, you've got to ensure you know which is the live line, and that goes into the L connection there. So interesting to try this one out really. Then finally the light switch itself, you've got the button there, indicator for Wi-Fi. Thickness wise, looks pretty thick there, all white matte finish on there. And coming in close, you can see there's a live connection and there's a switch connection there, and that's it. And then you've got 4 holes around there. Obviously these can be used for fixing it to a back box. In terms of removing this, we just need to unclip it from here. So with my screwdriver, I can just unclip it, and that's what it is underneath. So very light in feel, and build wise seems reasonably good. Okay, so I'm at my light switch over here. This is the one I'm going to replace with the Wi-Fi light switch. Got the instructions just over here. And just to note, it's saying obviously live goes into the L and neutral goes obviously to the bulb. And then the other end goes in. So what I'm going to do initially, I've got the electricity on. I haven't isolated as such. Now, if you're not sure about electricity and you've not worked with it, best to get an electrician in. Don't guess these things because they can be extremely dangerous. Only if you're sure and you know what you're doing, then I'd say attempt it. Now with this particular side, I'm just going to open it up and just ensure the electrician has wired it the correct way around. So ensuring live coming down is definitely live. They've not accidentally done it the wrong way around. So electrics are on at the moment. Let me take the cover off. Now with the cover off, I've got my tester here. I'll just put it over here, and you can confirm by just seeing a light turn on just in that location. Pulling it off, it turns off. If I do the same on the other one, it doesn't happen. So that's 100%, that is the live wire there. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to isolate the power and ensure it's been powered off and there's no electricity going into these cables now. Power's now isolated. I'll just quickly test it with this, see if the light comes on, and it doesn't. So we're all good. I have tried turning it on and off as well, and that confirms it's powered off. Looking at the back of the switch, now we've got our live and our switch there. So if I open that up, and we can now remove the wires. Brown goes into the live, as I've already said, and blue goes into the L2 point there. So there you go, the wires are now screwed in, and just to show, just from that angle, brown in live and the blue has gone into one of the L switches. So in this case, L2. The other ones don't have screws in them. So this is now ready to be screwed into the wall. There you go, so it's screwed on now. I'll take the plate, place that over it. And there you go. That's in position now. Now I'm at my ceiling rose. I've just unscrewed the top area, as you can see there. And if I zoom in now, just to show. Now, looking at the diagram, the capacitor goes in between the light. So if you look at the cables here on the light fixture, one goes here, neutral goes there, and live goes there. So the capacitor, which is here, should sit in between those two cables. Now looking, there's some plastic there. If I pull that off and I pull the other one off, reveals the wires on there. What I'll do now is gently unscrew each one at a time and then place in one end of the capacitor into there. There you go, one end's attached now. Coming around the other end. Now there you go, the capacitor's firmly attached now, and you can see it's nice and compact. So if I now screw that in, it can easily be screwed into place again. And that's it, all firmly in place now. So the ceiling rose is done now, together with the light switch. So let's turn on the power. The power's on now, and now if I press the button, you can just see the light come on in the room. I'll press it again, turns off. So first thing is, it is functioning correctly. And let me repoint to the light so you can see it there as well. Turn it on again and turn it off. And there you go. So no neutral wire required. The switch has gone on, capacitor's gone on in the ceiling rose, and it's all working. Next, let's make a start at setting up this light switch. So I'm at my Android phone here. If I click on the Play Store and we search for SmartLife, that's the app we want. It can also work with 2U as well, just to note. Now, if you haven't got it installed, obviously install it, register an account, enter in your credentials and log in. Once you log in, you'll be presented with the following screen. So for my one, you can see multiple devices as I use it throughout my house. And to get this set up, if I now click on the plus and we go to switch Wi-Fi here, and we just need to ensure the switch is actually rapidly blinking. So if you look at the moment, the blinking is very slow on there. So if I now hold on to it for a moment, you hear a beep, and now you can see it's blinking rapidly. So now we can click the button at the bottom, confirm indicator rapidly blink. Next, we need to enter in our Wi-Fi details. Mine are already cached because I've used it previously, so I can just click confirm, and let's give it a moment. And there you go, it's added in. So I've previously tested this, hence why it's appeared as living room light. Click done to that, and there you go. That's the interface. Going back from there, you can see the light there, and there's a shortcut. If I click on the shortcut, turns it on, and then turns it off again. Dropping down here, there's another shortcut as well. Not too sure what the purpose was that one is, but it's fine, no biggie. Clicking on the switch itself now, and then let me click on the options here at the side. You can see the options available. You can rename the device. If I come down here, you've got device information that will have IP address and MAC address details. Then you've got tap to run automation. That'll be any automation you've set up. Then you've got third-party control. If I come across, you can see what other third-party controls can work with this. Next, you've got offline notification. So if the switch goes offline, you'll get notified. Then you've got share device, so you can share the device with other people. Then you've got create group, FAQ and feedback, check device network, check for firmware update, remove device, and restore factory defaults. And that's all the options you have available here. Coming back from there, then it says long press to edit switch name. So that's the switch name just there. So if you had multiple switches, so this is just a single switch, you can have different names for each switch. Let's click cancel. And now looking at the bottom, you've got two options available. First one's timer. And this is where you can set a schedule of times when you want the light to come on and turn off. And this is quite useful if you're away on holiday and you wanted to have timers set. So for this one, you can just set your time. You can say when you want it to happen, if it was just once or in a particular day. So for instance, let me show. You You can select multiple days. Coming back from that, note, you can put a note against this, and you can have it notify you when the lights come on or turn off, and then you can say the action you want performed, either turn it on or turning it off. Coming back from there, then you've got countdown. So you can set a countdown for the lights. So you could say you want it on for an hour, and then after that you just want it to turn off automatically. So again, useful functionality. And if I select it, countdown can be initiated, and going back in there you can see device will on after 2 minutes. And if I do that, it just turns it off. Going back in, there you go, it's reset. So there you go, that's all the options you have available. And as you see, it was very simple to set up and can retrofit existing light fittings, which is a big bonus with this particular light switch. Next, just to show, if I drop this down, turn off my Wi-Fi, give it a moment, it's connected on 4G. If I press the button now, turns on, turns off. So no ports to open on your router at all. It can just work without doing any additional work. Next, let me show how to set up this light switch to work with both the Google Home and the Amazon Alexa. So let's go with the Google Home first. So if I click there, click over here, and then go to Assistant Settings, Assistant, Home Control, and then we click the plus, and then you can see the services that are currently linked. So if you haven't got SmartLife linked, link it in, and you'll be presented with a dialog to enter in your credentials, enter them in, and then the service will get linked. Now, if I come back, looking on here, scrolling right to the bottom, there you go, living room light. So this is a shortcut on there. So if I click on, turns on, click there, turns off. If I select it, you've got settings here. Obviously you can rename it if you wanted to. You can unlink from SmartLife, and then here you can turn it on, turn it off, add to a room. So you can add to a room as well. And that's it, as simple as that. Okay, so now if I say turn on living room light.
Sure, turning on the living room light.
Turn off living room light.
Sure, turning the living room light off.
There you go, as simple as that to get working with the Google Home. Next, let me show how to get this switch working with the Amazon Alexa. So if I click on the Alexa app there, go in the corner, go to skills and games, search for SmartLife now, and that's a skill we're after. I've already got it enabled. If you haven't, enable it, and then you'll be presented with a dialog to enter in your account details for SmartLife, enter them in, and then that skill will be linked in. Now, if I click on devices, now if I come across, go to all devices, there you go, living room light. So if I now press it there, you've got a shortcut to turn it on, turn it off. Looking in there, you can see it's connected via SmartLife. You can edit the name as well if you wanted. And now if I say, turn on living room light.
Okay.
Turn off living room light.
Okay.
There you go, as simple as that to get working with the Amazon Alexa. There you go, with the cover off now, and you can see it's flush nicely against the wall. The back box behind this is 25mm, just to note, so a standard size, and it's easily fitted within that. Now, with electricity, obviously do be careful. If you're not sure what you're doing, don't do it. Just get an electrician in. It's better just to be safe rather than sorry with these things. Okay, so you've seen the unboxing and setup of this Wi-Fi light switch. Excellent bit of functionality here, the fact that you can install it without having a neutral wire like some of the other Wi-Fi light switches I've installed previously. So you can retrofit existing light switches, but if you're not sure about electrics, best to call an electrician in. Don't mess around, it's too dangerous to risk your life over something like this. So there you go, details are in the description below. Thanks for viewing, and don't forget to like, comment and subscribe.